I'm here with Bob Rogash of Paia. Hi, Bob.
Hi, how you doing, Dave?
A little bit about Bob. Bob, where are you from?
Well, I'm from Saratoga, California, by Santa Cruz. That's where I grew up. I'm a drunk, so I had to leave because I couldn't deal with drinking. They all knew me and I couldn't say no. So it was a terrible thing for me. But I finally moved to Fairbanks, Alaska. Nobody knew me. I have been sober ever since. But I came here because it was my son's bar mitzvahs, and he wanted to surf. That's how I got from Fairbanks to here. He just wanted to come to Maui because he wanted to surf. And, you know, if the kid wants to surf and you can make it happen, well, you do it. And I made it happen. And Benjamin is now a publisher of his own magazine and doing quite well there in Seattle, in a minor word. But he's been fighting cancer for a long time, you know.
So
we never called Hawaiians. They were called 23 years now.
23 years.
Yeah, I watched a lot.
So what did you do? What did you do while you were here on Maui? What kind of work?
Oh, I had a little paving, partnership in paving with my nephew, and I paved. And most of the time, I estimate or I look around and do other things. But most of the time, I had enough to sustain myself, and that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to get down to that road where I'll be looking. I'd rather be poor early in retirement than later in retirement. So I'm 74 now, so I'm getting there. But I got a long ways to go yet. You know, I'm not dead by no way, shape, or form. You know.
I see you riding around Paia all the time.
I ride 3 to 4 miles every morning at daylight. Then I go up and have a bagel. And then I go back and go back to bed. Get up at 10, 11, a little cooler, you know. And then go dancing in Charlie's. Dancing really sustains your life because it makes you sweat. You can ride the bike. It's an efficient way of moving. But dancing is a movement of where you sweat. You have to work real hard to sweat on a bicycle. But boy, on the dance floor, you can really do it really well. You know, I've been blessed with rhythm, so I can't sing, I can't do nothing else, but I can dance.
So you say that you dance every night?
No, 3 nights a week.
And that's at Charlie's?
At Charlie's, yeah. I go Danielle on Tuesday night, Wave Train Thursday night, and one of the weekend nights. I can't go three more than that because I can't handle the energy loss. I used to. But I can't do it now, man. I just have to stop halfway through now. I used to be that way, but I'll continue to do it because I know that it's the best thing in the world for my health. The very best, you know, nothing else.
So you said you had a son. Do you have any other?
Yeah, I have another son. I have Chris.
Children.
I hadn't seen him. I didn't see him for 42 years. I was a drunk, huh? So we had a separation, and all I paid was child support. I never saw him. I never saw him until he became an engineer in the Southern Pacific running steam engines, huh? And he got hurt. He got hit, knocked out. So he could no longer be an engineer, huh? So when he was there trying to recover, he said, "Boy, I'd sure like to fly my dad." And he had a driver's license. And I had just done a show on water and in Hana at K&I. Did the show there, but it had my name in it, huh? So he Googled Robert Rogash. Boom, I came right up. He took a picture of it and then took the beard off and then gave it to his mother. He says, "That's the asshole." That's him, you know.
That's the guy, huh?
That's the guy, you know, right there, you know.
Yeah.
So having a problem with drinking and I also have dyslexia, so I can't read or write. I couldn't be a producer here because I could never do the paperwork that it takes to do it. I can talk it through, but I can't do it through. You know, I can't write. You know, that's way too much. And I never really had to worry about it because in Alaska, I became I got with an architect Filio Engineering, and I designed houses, super insulated houses, thermal houses. I call them thermal houses. Hawaii was the first place I ever saw, because in the Captain Cook Hotel, they have the log there for Captain Cook. So they turned a page every day, the whole wall's there. So they had the structures there. So I figured out how I wanted to live in, I was living in Fairbanks, and all of a sudden OPEC was formed. And when OPEC was formed, we were paying 87 cents a barrel for a gallon of oil, for a barrel of oil. And then it's going to change, you know, the economics says it's going to change, they're going to have it. And it went up to $2. So right away, I couldn't afford to live in the house that I had because it was just too huge a house. We were paying 20 cents a gallon for diesel to heat the house. It didn't make any difference. I had a 3,000 gallon tank, fill that baby up. Drove my diesel cars, you know, drove the Mercedes, huh? And so that was pretty nice. But I started to try to understand how all the Aborigines in the world lived for housing. And I found that every structure of prior to the Industrial Revolution all had the same U value. U value. Our value is resistance. U value is what's coming through it. So it takes 6,000 BTUs in Fairbanks with 18 inches of fiberglass. With 12 inches of fiberglass here, it takes 6,000 to go. So what I did is made the U as so every house would lose 6,000 BTUs, which is not very much, you know, not very much at all, you know. But that all ended when I came for my son's bar mitzvahs. That's how I got here, my son's bar mitzvahs, huh? You know, so I started going around, and I got with Dr. Solomon. Dr. Solomon gave me the whole history of how the Kanakamo'is got here. At the fall of Babylon, they left Babylon, they went around, and they ended up in, went around Africa and ended up in Mexico. They were in Mexico for quite some time. Then, because these are all stories, right, oral history. So the story goes that then there was a war. So it must have been the Incas and Mayas clashing. They all went to the narrow part of the land, which, you know, what canal is somewhere, narrow part of the land. And they all made boats, and they all went and ended up in Louisiana. Now they're called Ouachita Nation. They're here. They're still here. Hawaii got lost and ended up here on the Big Island. That's where they got. They got to the Big Island. From the Big Island, they went to New Zealand, Rappaport, and all islands in between. And that's the reason all Kanakamo'is all have a direction towards Hawaii Noi, because he was the captains of the ships that made it here. But there was nobody, and that was in 400 AD.
Bob, that's all we got time for today.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome.